The dark side of female psychology. Hello everybody, and welcome to Male Wisdom. In this video, I will talk about the dark side of female psychology. Many people think that women are just these sweet and innocent creatures, but the truth is that under the surface, many of them have a hidden dark side that can be very dangerous for men. So make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this in the future. If you're interested in learning more about this, keep watching. I'd want to hear about other men's strategies for putting women to the test and convincing them to show their true colors. For example, it's a well-known fact that women want a kind man who treats them nicely. However, in my experience, many women place a higher value on money than they do on kindness. They seem to be more interested in how much a guy makes or what he can buy for them than in how well he treats them. While it's undoubtedly essential to have financial security, I believe that women are selling themselves short by placing such an emphasis on money. After all, what good is a nice car or designer clothes if you don't have someone to share them with? Instead, I believe women should reassess their priorities and start valuing kindness above all else. Only then will they find the happiness and fulfillment they're looking for. Spending money on a lady and having her cheer you on represents feminine affirmation and acceptance. Women are training you like Pavlov's puppy. They want you to drool whenever you see an unpaid bill in front of you. So you've taken the purple pill and are experimenting with dating. One of my Jewish female clients constantly complains that all wealthy Jewish guys she knows to prefer to take her out for coffee rather than a beautiful dinner. So she rejects dating these rich Jewish men and favors thirsty Persian or Russian gentlemen willing to spend money on her even if it means going into debt. It's not only about having money, but also about spending it on her. While working with her, she is one of the most excellent women I've met in a long time in terms of personality. I can have interesting conversations with her, but she still despises cheap men from when I worked for her. However, there was a double standard at work since she constantly pushed to limit the hours I worked for her. I showed her my Google timeline logs, which show that I was working on occasion. She dislikes it because she is cheap, expecting everyone to spend their time and money on her without adequate compensation. I've accepted it as a characteristic of female nature. Women must go after the money because it is a contractual requirement. If you are unwilling to spend money on them, you will not receive any action from them, rather than taking them to a coffee shop. I would recommend taking them to decent low-cost restaurants. They are available in every city in Toronto. There are various Greek restaurants where you may have dinner for $14.99. These aren't quick food spots. You'll be served salad, rice, potatoes, meat, and a beverage. There are also numerous affordable Asian restaurants with excellent food. Put two ladies in a boxing ring with a $100 bill in the middle and see what happens. I'm sure it'll be more than just hair-tugging and chipped nails, but why risk it? You already know that the majority of women are spoilt and have high expectations because at least one of the guys they previously dated poured lavishly on them. They now assess every man according to his standards. So, if you're talking to someone on Tinder or another dating app, you can ask them about the best dates they've ever had before seeing them in person. Of course, they think you're attempting to outdo one of these top dates, but in the meantime, you're gathering data on the level of spoiled expectations. A lady may have already done so while maintaining plausible deniability. You may answer something like, "I was thinking of impressing you by doing something truly more excellent than you've ever seen, but by asking that question, you've put me out of that mood because you were going to be courteous to her." This will drive her mad, but it has turned you off. When she went looking for an explanation for your thoughts, you chose to back off, teaching her that if she questioned you, she would miss out on some fantastic possibilities. As a result, she must trust your judgment. In the meantime, you're merely putting her to the test to see how much of a gold digger she is. However, she is unaware of this and can only conjecture about your motives in the absence of proof. If you meet a woman, pay more attention to her dress than to the person she is with. Her physical beauty is more essential than the prestige she carries. Suppose you're talking to her on Tinder. In that case, you can inadvertently question her purchase habits by asking her where she got the excellent shirt in her second Instagram photo and telling her you're thinking about getting one for your sister or another female relative. Women fishermen earn the same as men. Look at a woman's purchasing habits and living expenditures. If she replies Target or a store like Winners, which we have up here in Canada, you can bet she's an average spender. Her Facebook page is also displayed on her profile. Look at where she goes on vacation. If she's been eating lobster in the Maldives, exercise your common judgment before asking her for $2 cups of coffee. If she's photographing pricey dinners, she'll expect the same from a man. Her social media posts already indicate what she desires, which is why she has made them public. All wealthy males, those are her mating calls. She requests that all men without money leave until they can afford to purchase everything. She boasts on Facebook and Instagram that this is her technique of asking the scumbags to leave without telling them to. It would be best if you also behaved as a detective, starting with a thorough examination of all of her images and the information she supplies in her profile. If any of those things raise red flags, text her and ask her discreet questions. After all, she'll inquire about your profession and try to determine your net worth and earning capacity. So you have the authority to investigate her spending patterns. What I believe is depressing is that you are getting your foot in the door with many of these women by going on a second or third date, but you're not closer when it comes to sales. I realize that finishing the deal is vital, otherwise you're wasting your time and exacerbating your problems. You know it's not going to happen unless you kiss her. It would help if you had some action by the end of the first or second date, so don't bother calling back. That is how rejection works. She is uninterested when a woman stops speaking to you and gives you the cold shoulder, but she won't tell you why because she's probably worried you'll get upset and possibly violent if she does. So she isolates herself by not providing you with any additional female approval. Most likely, you've gone from hardcore red to purple pills, so you're sick of striking out every time you take the field. I understand, but what is the real prize for you? You've already been burned twice in 2 divorces and numerous long-term relationships, yet you keep returning to the stove and touching it, expecting it to be chilly. Some men learn their lessons over many years or decades, and as a result, men never succeed. I hope you are not one of them. I'm not here to pass judgment. I want you to snap out of it. It sounds like you've just reassembled yourself, and I'm looking forward to another significant fall like Humpty Dumpty. I know you're working hard to find a woman that isn't like the ones you've had in the past. Other things you may ask prospective girls include what their husbands and boyfriends have done in the past. If they were with regular guys, you know you can be an average person, and she'll accept you for who you are. If she was dating doctors or lawyers, you should get in your car and go right away. I also hope you don't get hit on the way home. If you do, you'll need a good lawyer to defend you and a competent doctor to treat you, because you might be telling stories about this woman to her ex-boyfriends. Otherwise, I investigate the lifestyle a woman is accustomed to based on her parents' wealth. I've never met a lady who wasn't entitled. I'm not sure why her parents came hunting for money. But every lady I dated from a wealthy family was ridiculously spoilt. They had no idea how to value something that could hurt their possessions. Knowing that their father or spouse would replace it, and knowing that if you weren't as wealthy as her father, she'd treat you like crap. You should inquire about the vocations of a woman you met in high school and university. If they were waiting tables or mowing lawns, I don't mean in a hair removal salon. She is likelier than ever to be one of the better ones, so you'd know they're humble. Suppose she is willing to get her hands dirty with something other than nail polish and pure. I didn't say anything like good, excellent, or one of the better ones. I suggested that perhaps I should have mentioned how horrible dating is these days. You must have a faulty meter. No, you're a terrible limit, so stick to it. A recent study found that women are more likely than men to spend money on unnecessary items. The study, conducted by researchers at the University of Minnesota, analyzed men's and women's spending habits over time. The results showed that women are more likely to make spur-of-the-moment purchases, and they are also more likely to buy items that they do not need. While this may not seem like a big deal, it can significantly impact a household's finances. When men and women are in a relationship, both parties need to be mindful of their spending habits. Otherwise, the woman's reckless spending could strain the couple's finances. In addition, men should be careful about giving their credit card information to their female partners. If the woman is not responsible with money, she could rack up a large amount of debt in a short time. The bottom line is that men must be cautious regarding women's spending habits. Emotions can be really powerful. Sometimes they can get the best of us. I will show you an effortless technique to help you master your emotions. This technique will help you take control of them and use them to your advantage. Make sure to check out my latest channel about this topic if you want to know more. You will never regret it.